muscle testing. The why, the what, and the how. We're going to start with the why. You see, our mind and body do work within one unit, but there is still an amount of separation between the two. It's not so much that they're separate, it's just that they also both have intelligence that can operate outside of each other. And the cool thing is it's not just mind and body is these larger parts, but it's also each part of our mind and our body. When we look at the mind, that's inner child work. And when we look at the body, that's talking to specific organs and meeting certain parts of the body where those certain parts are at. Our body isn't just kind of intelligent, it is bafflingly so. From each microscopic tiny cell, all the way to the bigger picture. It is our job as the inhabitant of this body to learn how to communicate with it. Whether that's with each and every little cell, or it's with our liver, with the anger it can hold, or with our heart, the joy it can have. Once I teach you muscle testing, I have to be clear about something. When we start talking to our body, it is our job to listen. If you ask and then you ignore it, it's not going to want to answer you truthfully. This is an actual relationship. And even though it's one with ourselves, we have to enter it with that respect. So take a deep breath in and let's get started. The muscle testing is a technique that allows you to pull answers from your body, specifically yes and no answers. And while muscle testing is typically used to understand the body and the things within us, there are some cases where muscle testing is really effective for the things outside of us. But this is in combination with other techniques, and I'll get into that later. Now, if you already know how to muscle test and you just want to see the technique that I created for it, you can skip to this point in the video. But if you're wanting to learn muscle testing, I'm going to start you on a different one, and then we can see if we can move you up. So the muscle test I like to start people with is specifically with the spine. We imagine our body divided in half, the front and the back. So what I want you to do, whether you're sitting or standing, is I want you to straighten out your spine. And if you feel like it's hard to do that, pull your shoulders back and it'll help it just do what it needs to do. Now I want you to find the balancing point, specifically the point where you could just as easily fall forward or you could just as easily fall backwards. When we ask our body a question, a yes will be this pull forward, and a no will be this pull back. This muscle testing will happen at different intensities, so to start, I just want you to get in tune with that feeling, that body reaching out to you, the mind. So the question I always like to start everyone with is, should I drink some water? I have had people's bodies say no for this one, but most often you will get a yes. If you need to pause the video to kind of get in the feeling and the groove of it, feel free to do so. You want to tune into that pulling feeling, that natural internal body feeling guiding us. And now we want to ask an easy no question. Now this can be anything, even as silly as, should I eat my microphone? Clear step away. And of course that's an obvious one, but this gets down to the details. This is things like vitamins, foods to eat, and these things change constantly. As our body changes, we need different medicines. We need different supplements. We need help in different areas based on how we just naturally change mentally and physically. But sometimes it looks a little goofy to be at the grocery store, leaning forward and backwards. So there are two more techniques I'm going to show you. One that is used often, and then one that I created based off this first one. So as I was taught it, this is called a trigger release. So what we do is we create this okay hand with either the left or right. I typically recommend the dominant hand. And then with the other fingers, we squish them together like this, the thumb and the index. Just like that. And then we put these fingers inside of these ones. And I want you to just get associated with the feeling of breaking them apart. So as we start asking questions, we want to get in tune with a specific feeling that the body can create with this trigger release. With a yes, we will find that our body is able to lock those fingers where no matter how hard I push apart with these ones, they will not come undone. But if it were to break open, then that would be a clear and direct no. And I love this because there's a range of resistance. Sometimes it's like a maybe. Sometimes it's a hell no. So now let's try it. One hand in an okay hand, index and thumb together. These like this. And now we're going to ask, should I drink some water? And based off what we learned before, a not surprising yes. And then just for fun, should I eat ice cream for lunch? Very obvious no. And like I said before, I have to respect what my body just told me. I'm an adult and I can and will eat ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, unless my body is guiding me not to. I don't want the tummy ache, and I do want the health. My body is doing this for me, not to me, even if I really want ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and/or dinner. So if you feel comfy with this technique, it is now time to move on to a technique that I have created. So rather than using both hands, we're going to use only one hand. But there is a very specific reason for this. One, it's easier to hide and to kind of do it off to the side. You know, it's easier to make it casual to do. But also you can assign to each and every finger a different part of the body. I assign my thumb to the liver, my index finger to the heart, my middle finger to my body and my digestion, my ring finger to my mind and my brain, and my pinky finger to spirit. So to do the trigger release, we can just start with, let's say, the middle finger. So we hold it like this, and instead of pushing it apart with these fingers, we use our thumb as the hinge. So if I push these fingers out like that, this would be the release, a no. But if I were to ask, should I drink some water? Then they would stick. And with the thumb, instead of using this as the trigger release, you would use your index. So it would look something like this. And if it releases, that is the liver saying no. If it holds, it's the liver saying yes. When we learn to talk to these separate parts of the body, we can not just ask it fully rounded questions about what we're consuming, but also what's best for us. And while some of these organ ones seem pretty self-explanatory, I want to talk really quick about spirit. So I use this specifically alongside other intuitive or channeling techniques. I feel like using this alone is not always accurate, as our body doesn't always have an answer and will give us an answer sometimes still. But when used alongside other techniques, there's an insane amount of accuracy with it. Whether I'm looking through someone's past lives for more details, asking more about an emotion I directly see in their body, or helping understand what step is best for them to take next. Muscle testing for spirit and intuition with other modalities is incredibly helpful and can really help define and create a clear picture with whatever you're intuiting. It's something I use every day, and it's put me in such a beautiful and harmonious connection with my body. And it takes building that relationship, which doesn't always start good, but this is how you can start. And the cool thing about this method with my hand is you can realistically assign anything to any of the fingers. My own decision for ordering them this way was completely intuitive, but it feels very right and intuitive. Feel free to use it that way, or if something else is more important, feel free to switch it up. You can always ask your body directly and keep doing this one to ask for specific parts. This technique is now yours to use, and I wish you luck in using it. Now, before I let you go, I do want to give a bit of guidance on how to ask these questions. We want to be specific with what we're asking these questions to, and then we also want to double check our own questions. Asking if something is good is very vague, and it can be very vague to the parts we're talking to, our body, our mind, and our digestion, our heart, our liver. And remember, it's also a relationship. There's a chance your body might not start wanting to answer at all, or truthfully, or know how to answer. This is a practice of tuning in even deeper. This is a relationship you'll have to learn how to build. But you got it. If you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or would like me to talk about anything that falls into the realm of spiritual knowings, please feel free to leave it in the comments. My up-and-coming book, Mantras, Prayers, and Poems for Clarity, Volume 1, is about to be released by February 16th. I'm extremely excited for this book publication, and I really hope that you get a chance to check it out. You can buy it yourself on Amazon, either as an ebook, a paperback, or even a hardcover. Thank you for watching, and have a beautiful day.